Right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to today's live stream for the Super Rugby Trans-Tasman. It is the Hurricanes up against the Rebels. Now, I'm expecting another hiding today to come on to the cards with this Hurricane side. So let's quickly go through the lineups of this Hurricane side. We got Xavier Numia, Dane Coles, Tyrell Lomax, James Blackwell, Scott Scrofton, Reed Prinsep, Duplessis Karibi, and Devin Flanders in the front row. So going to the back line real quickly, you've got Jonathan Tamatiani, Auburn Ledger, Wes Goosen, Ngani Lamape, Billy Proctor, Julian Savia, and Geordie Barrett. What a combination in the back line. Will the Rebels be able to stop this Hurricane side today? I doubt it. I don't see them coming even close in today's game. Let's quickly have a look at the Rebel side. Cameron Orr, Jordan Ulysses, Kabos Elof, Rob Leoda, Trevor Hosea, Michael Wells, Josh Kemeny, and Issa Nasarani. Then having a look at the backline of this Rebel side, you've got Joe Powell, Carter Gordon, Marika Korabeti, Matt Tamua, Campbell Matney, Andrew Callaway, and George Worth. So, again, I don't see them match up to this Hurricane side today. I think we're going to have a total mismatch between these two teams. Quickly going to have a look at the benches for the Hurricanes. You've got Amua there. You've got Raketi Stones, Alex Fido, Liam Mitchell, Brian Luce, Gareth Evans, Cam Roygard, and Lolagi Pisiani. And then for the Rebels, you've got James Hansen, Matt Gibbon, Lucius Sordoni, Ross Haylett-Perry, Richard Hardwick, James Tuttle, Stacey Illy, and Frank Lamani. Again, I just don't see this team match up to this Hurricane side today. They beaten the Waratahs 64-48 last week. The Rebels got hammered 50 points to 3 by the Blues. So expect a little bit more of the same today, especially here at the Sky Stadium in New Zealand. Just don't see the Rebels losing by that margin last week at home, coming to the Sky Stadium and beating this Hurricane side today. I just don't see this happening at all today. So the players are onto the field right now. So kickoff should start anytime now. The key player for the Hurricanes today is definitely Ngani Lamape, who will be leaving New Zealand at the end of this competition, which is just for me really ridiculous that New Zealand Rugby would allow such a brilliant player to leave the country. I would have been sure that he would have been one of the key players in the New Zealand lineup. So anyway, let's get this game underway. It is going to be Mac Tamua who is going to start this game for us. It should be a cracker of a game. I would say maybe Hurricanes by 20 points plus today here at home, backing the men in yellow to crush this Rebel side today. Could even go up to 30 points, but you never know. The Brumbies surprised us last week against the Crusaders as well as the Western Force, showing some real grunt against the Chiefs. So maybe, just maybe, the Rebel side can impress today. So Matt Tamua with the kickoff for this game, and it's a deep one into the 22, collected by Geordie Barrett. And it is going to be now the scrum of Jonathan Tamatiani, who's got the ball for the Hurricanes, who's going to go out to Ledger, who's going to kick this downfield, not going to find touch. So into hands of Matt Tamua, and a chance now for Matney. He's going to go on a run, beats the first defender up over the 10-meter line. They go. Chance, Powell. Now they're going with the forwards, Nasarani. Over the 10-meter line they go. Powell again. Now it comes out to the big forward, Kabos Elof, who takes it forward for them. Now Powell again. This time to Ulysses. Still coming is this Rebel side. Looking good. Matt Tamua with a little kick ahead. It is going to find Ledger there, who is at 10 today. Right, the ball is coming back very slowly for Tamatiani for this Hurricane side inside their own 22. Now it is Blackwell who takes it up for the Hurricanes. Doesn't make too many meters with that one. Comes back to Geordie Barrett. He kicks it downfield. Will he find touch? No, it won't. and into the hands it goes of the fly half. Here comes Corabetti. Corabetti up to the 10-meter line. Powell again. They're now working with the forwards again, Ulysses. Powell again. Now they're going back to Moore over the 10-meter line to go. Numia could have stolen this for the Hurricanes. Yes, he has. And now there's a chance for the Hurricanes. It's reached Prinsep on the 10-meter line. Can he make a couple of meters? Now Tamatiani Lamape offloads beautifully to Duplessis Karibi. Tamatiani again. Jordy Barrett runs into a bit of trouble but gives it out to Goosen. Now Goosen kicks it ahead. There's a bit of space here for the Hurricanes. Good defense from Corabetti there as he goes on a little run for the Rebels. Good action early on after just 2 minutes of play here. Joe Powell again, taken up by the forwards, this time of the Rebels. Joe Powell at the back of this. He is going to kick this over the top, and it is well chased by the Rebels players, but Jordy Barrett beautifully underneath it on halfway. Now the Hurricanes have a chance. 2.5 minutes of action so far. Here comes Prinsep out to Auburn. Ledger gets caught by Tamua, but there is going to be a penalty to the Hurricanes on halfway, and a chance now for them to maybe have a crack at the line very early on in this game. It is Naisarani who got penalized there, and an early chance now for the Hurricanes. They are going to go for touch here. So let's see if they can find some decent touch with this, as it's going to find touch round about 15 meters out from this Rebels try line. Dane Coles to throw this ball in, and an early opportunity here for the Hurricanes. We've had some really good flowing rugby in this opening 3.5 minutes. Let's see what Dane Coles can do with this one. Right, he throws it in, taken beautifully by Blackwell. Now to Plasikarivi off the back. Tamatiani switches around. Auburn Ledger gets caught behind the advantage line there, just outside the 22. Tamatiani again. Now Lamape with a long pass. There's space here for the Hurricanes. It's broken free, and Tamatiani 5 meters out from the try line. Can they get over for the first try of this game? Flanders takes it up for the Hurricanes. Numia got the ball now. Tamatiani, out it goes to Lamape. Straightens the line. Still 5 meters out is the Hurricanes. And it's been stolen by Kabos Elof on the ground for the Rebels. And they get out of jail there with a great defensive display from the South African. Joe Powell now has got it about 10 meters out from their own try line. They are going to run it now through the forwards, just setting up space for the fly half. Right, let's see what Joe Powell can do with this one. He's going to try and kick it himself, but it's charged down there by Devin Flanders, and it goes into touch just on the 22-meter line, or just inside Rebels territory. Barry asking, how's it going? It's going very well, Barry. The week has been good. Hope you've been really good this whole week. It's been a quiet week from my side. I had some troubles with my PC, so I haven't been able to do anything. I've lost all my data on the on Rugby Challenge 4. But anyway, let's go again. Leota has taken us in for the Rebels. Naisarani up to the 22-meter line goes the Rebels. Still going is Naisarani. He's broken free, but the referee's going to penalize him. He was held in the tackle, so penalty to the Hurricanes on the 22-meter line. It's been one of those weeks, frustrating weeks, really, Barry. Well, the PC gave problems on Sunday, and then for the rest of the week, I just had trouble, and then I reinstalled Windows and lost all my data. So quite an incredible week from my side as well. So it's now a 5-meter line out for the Hurricanes. Dane Coles to throw it in. Taken in by Blackwell off the back, but the ball spills loose. Have they lost it forward? They haven't, but a big counter shot from the Rebels. Could see them turn this ball over, but the referee blows the whistle and says it's going to be a scrum to the Hurricanes about 10 meters out from the try line. 6.5 minutes gone in this first half. The Hurricanes looking good on the attack. And it shouldn't be long before we see the first try of this game. It's just they need to work on their handling at the moment, because that is what's letting them down at the moment. Sparrow is also joining, saying, hello, how's it going, Sparrow? Hope you guys have had a phenomenal week so far. Barry says, any overseas games you're doing, for example, Scarlets versus Cardiff or something? So we do have the European Challenge Cup final tonight, which starts at around 9 o'clock my time. So don't miss that. It's Leicester Tigers versus Montpellier in the Heineken Challenge Cup final. That will be probably the only one that I will be doing from them, and obviously the Heineken Challenge Cup final as well tomorrow. So the scrum goes up, and we're going to have a reset scrum. So really looking forward to that. And then Sparrow says, so hyped for the Springboks returning to rugby champions. Yeah, I've seen the fixtures, 2 home games against the Pumas, and then we're going for a 4-game to Australasia, which is going to be a cracker, man. I can't imagine the Springboks just after that Lions series, depending on whether we win it or lose it, going to Australia and New Zealand and maybe beating them in their own backyard. That would be quite something special. But yeah, just to get back to Barry, we will have the Challenge Cup final tonight and the Heineken Cup final tomorrow. So definitely going to do all of those. The scrum feed to the Hurricanes. Tamatiani off the back again. Devin Flanders is waiting for it, picks it up. Tamatiani switches, loops. Now there's space here for Geordie Barrett, but great defense from the Rebels, keeping them out 10 meters out from the try line. Tamatiani out to Duplessis Karivi. Now Tamatiani, great little run from Flanders again. Just not getting over that advantage line is the Hurricanes at the moment. Scrofton taking it up. Now Tamatiani, Numia puts his head down, makes a couple of meters, but the Rebels defense still holding out. Now Billy Proctor out to Auburn Ledger. Still not getting over that advantage line is the Hurricanes at the moment. Now Numia again. There's a penalty advantage coming for the Hurricanes again. Tamatiani snipes, can't get past him now. Geordie Barrett, 10 meters out still. Not getting where they want to be. Another penalty coming for the Hurricanes, and surely the referee will soon have to have a talk with these players. Sparrow says, I want your honest opinion. Do you really think we're going to win the Lions series because the Springboks haven't chosen their squad and have not started training? So, in fact, they have been training. They've had numerous of camps so far that we probably wouldn't have been aware of just yet, but they do have had a couple of those so far. So they will be prepared. The guys from Europe have been playing a lot of rugby. The likes of Faf de Klerk, Loot de Jager, all those guys are now back in action. Andre Pollard is back. I mean, they could even call up Dialendi and Sadfontein in the midfield. Willie Leroux has been playing in Japan, but let's quickly get back to this line out. It has been taken by the Hurricanes 5 meters out from the try line. Now going on a little drive, and they should know it's obstruction and a penalty to the Rebels. So they do survive another Hurricanes onslaught. Matt Tamua is going to clear this for the Rebels from his own 10-meter line. Barry said, where can I check the fixtures for the Rugby Championship? So you can just go Google the new Rugby Championship fixtures. I saw it on Facebook, so not sure. I think it's the SA Rugby magazine where I got those fixtures from, Barry. So you can go and check that out. And the Rider Knight says, go Hurricanes. So early throw now for the Rebels. It's not being controlled by them. And now Auburn Ledger's got it for the Hurricanes again. About 10 meters out from the 22 of the Rebels. Taken up by the Hurricanes now. It's now Marpe, Billy Proctor, Geordie Barrett crashing it up. But this Rebels defense really holding out very well at the moment. Now Auburn Ledger, there's a bit of space here for the Hurricanes. Still going to Auburn Ledger. Just outside the 22 now is the Hurricanes. Tamatiani out to Blackwell. Now Lamape tries to switch with Scrofton. Still just outside the 22. Tamatiani goes out to the tighthead prop now for the Hurricanes on the 22-meter line. Comes back Geordie Barrett with a little stab through. Beautifully read by Powell for the Rebels. And they've got it again about 10 meters out. But we're coming back for another penalty to the Hurricanes now. Right about on the 22-meter line. So incredible defense so far from the Rebels. Just keeping them out at all costs. 12 minutes gone. 12 minutes of defense from the Rebels. Will they be able to hold out? Yeah, so a lot has been said about this Lions tour and stuff. And honestly, I don't think the best Lions team have been picked. I again watched last night a possible team that they could have selected with the ones that's not available for selection or haven't been picked. And I can tell you what, that Lions team would thump the current one, fair and square. But yeah, you never know. We'll have to wait and see. Barry said if the training-wise, some still in SS side mustn't leave their provincial clubs in order to do some training. So they did a lot of those training sessions under the radar, basically. But I'll get back to that in just a second for you, Barry. So the Hurricanes have got it again, 10 meters from the Rebels' try line. Here they come. Devin Flanders puts his head down. Another advantage to the Hurricanes. Geordie Barrett offloads to Duplessis Karibi there, 7 meters out. Now the Hurricanes still in possession, but we're going back for another penalty now, and the referee will really have to have a talk to these players now. Bertie is also joining, saying, "Morning, Guru. How's it going, Bertie?" He says the Canes by 10. So I actually had them up for a win by 20 to 30 points. But I must say the Rebels defense holding brilliantly at the moment after 13 and a half minutes. The Hurricanes again going to the corner. So they've had a couple of those already today. Let's see again, 5 meters out. So let's just see if they can get some points from this, and then I'll answer you, Barry. The throw-in taken by Scrofton at the back for the Hurricanes, and now they form the maul again. Can they work their way through? Now that maul is going forward, and surely there must be a penalty try coming if they don't score. The referee are playing advantage again. They were going forward. Now it comes out to Auburn Ledger with a little cross kick to Sevilla, but he makes a mess of it. And we are going back for yet another penalty. And surely a yellow card must come from this now. Let's see who the guy is who's going to get this yellow card. It is Kabos Ilov, who is going to the bin, who probably saved the try earlier today when he stole that ball 2 meters out from the try line. So now Tamatiani with the ball in hand, they're going to go to a line out again. So Barry then, just want to say with this alignment camps that they had for the South African side was basically done between the Preparations Cup and before the kickoff of this Rainbow Cup. So I'm sure that Ninaber and Rassi has been working solidly at trying to get these guys familiar with each other, and then also working on the fitness during this Rainbow Cup. And then I think these guys know each other very well. I don't think there will be too many new phases. So I basically think they will just slot in from where the World Cup ended that time, and they'll just work on the things that they know. I think they will use the same tactics, those box kicks over the top, more likely chasing down and putting pressure on the opposition. So, but yeah, it is going to be interesting to see if these guys will be able to gel like they did in 2019. Right, so we are now going to have a scrum down to the Hurricanes, 5 meters out. Tamatiani to throw this in. And the defense of the Rebels have been absolutely fantastic so far. Scrum feed by Tamatiani off the back. It is Flanders taking it off the back. Tamatiani, now Jordy Barrett. Long cut-out pass to Julian Sevilla, but the pass was sloppy. Sevilla's got it beat 2. Still going, and unfortunately, Corapelli gets him into touch. So again, the Rebels survive another onslaught here from the Hurricanes. It wasn't the greatest of passes from Jordy Barrett. Didn't find Julian Sevilla first time round and just gave enough time for the Rebels to get to him and bundle him out into touch. A 5-meter line out. Ulysses now to throw it in for the Rebels. 5 meters from their own try line. Right, it's taken in by Leota. Joe Powell. Off the back comes Emery. And then now kick downfield by Tamua. Just struggled with that name for a second there. It is the number 7, Josh Kemeny, who took that in for the Rebels. But absolutely brilliant defense from the Rebels so far. That's what's keeping them in this game so far. Line out on a 10-meter line now. Hurricanes got it. Auburn Ledger. Out it goes Billy Proctor. Another poor pass into the hands of Julian Sevilla. They've lost plenty of ground here now. The Hurricanes on their own 10-meter line. Tamatiani, Numia. Or it's Tyrell Lomax taking it up for the Hurricanes over the 10-meter line now. Tamatiani, Jordy Barrett going to the air. Chased down now by Wes Goosen, but beautifully collected there by the fullback, George Worth for the Rebels. And they formed a ruck. Good counter ruck from the Hurricanes, but the Rebels have got this now. Taking it up with the forwards. Maybe just setting up some space here for Matt Tamua to kick this downfield. Joe Powell at the back's got it. And he's going to go to the air with a box kick over the top. And it's going to go directly into touch. So they're coming back. But the referee are giving a penalty to the Rebels. The Hurricanes offside there. Barry says, looks like the Springboks player won't play in the provincial side when it comes to the Lions tour. Now, in fact, they won't be playing. I was a little bit disappointed when I heard the news, Barry, because it would have been great to see the Springbok players actually competing at provincial level against these Lions side, because I'm sure we could have gotten a win somewhere down the line. I know the Sharks got trashed last week by the Bulls, but I do believe that the Sharks and the Bulls would have potentially been the sides that could have beaten the Lions teams if they had their Springbok players in. But now, just don't see it happening. Line up to the Rebels on halfway now. Ulysses to throw this in. It is Leota who looked like he was going to get this, but the referee resets this line up. So, formidable forward back for this Rebel side. You've got Leota, Hosea, Welsh, Kemeny, and Naisarani. It's taken by Leota off the back now. There's a chance. Magnay taking it up to over halfway now. Powell goes quickly. Michael Wells got hammered there in the midfield. Comes back to Jeff Powell. Here they go. Oh, it's been intercepted by Julian Sevilla. And it's going to be a try to the Hurricanes. Finally, after 20 minutes of play, Julian Sevilla intercepts that pass from, the Carter Gordon, the fly-off. But beautifully read by Julian Sevilla, and they finally get some points on the board. The Rebels' defense have just really been brilliant today up until this moment. But the Hurricanes now 7. Surely this conversion will go over because it's under the post. So 7-0. The Hurricanes now lead the Rebels. Barry Green says it's going to be hard for the provincial teams to play them because the Lions are going to be international best players, you know. No, absolutely. I think it's for the Lions, it's more a warm-up thing. So they'll be looking to get some vital game time before the Springbok test, like we are playing the Georgian side. So I don't know. Tell me what you guys think, but I don't think Georgia will really help us with our preparations. I think we should have played maybe some SAA side or invitational side from South Africa rather, just to get that going, because I don't think Georgia all respect to them. I just don't think that they're good enough to prepare us for a Lions tour with the best players of the UK. But anyway, restart from Matt Tamua now, and it's a deep kick in taken by Julian Savia up to the 22-meter line. He goes just inside their own half, but they give away a penalty. Players diving over their feet there, or off their feet, and it's a penalty chance here for the Rebels. And if I were them, I would take the 3 points. I'd be happy with a 4-point, down by 4 points after 21 minutes. So they are going to have a shot. It is going to be, I think, Matt Tamua to kick this for the Rebels. And we've had 21 and a half cracking minutes so far, with Julian Savia finally breaking free after 20 minutes. An intercept try by the right winger there. But how has this defense of the Rebels been so far? That's the thing. Last week, they tried and hold out against the Blues. Unfortunately, they just couldn't keep up. And one have to feel that this might be the same scenario today, where the Rebels are tackling for dear life and then will just run out of gas somewhere down the line, I think. But it is now Matt Tamua with this penalty attempt on the 22-meter line, almost right in front of the post. So it should be no problem for him going into this. Let's see, this kick from Matt Tamua is sweetly struck and it goes over. So 7 points to 3, the Hurricanes lead after 22 minutes in this game. Exciting stuff so far from the Hurricanes, just not able to get past this Rebels defense at the moment. There's still 2 minutes left on that yellow card of Kabos Elof. The restart, have it been knocked on or has it gone just straight into touch? We'll have to wait and see. So still 2 minutes left on that yellow card. It is going to be a line out. Or is it a scrum? Yes, it's a scrum to the Hurricanes on the 10-meter line inside Rebels half. It's been deemed knocked on by the Rebels. So 23 minutes gone in this game. It's been pretty good so far. 7 points to 3. The Hurricanes leading the Rebels. Some really good defense keeping the Hurricanes out. Could have possibly scored a few more tries, but this resilient defense from the Rebels just really keeping the game really close at the moment. Right, so Strumfi Tamatiani for the Hurricanes. Needs to be a good scrum. We've had some really good scrums in this game so far. No problems at all from them. Right, another good scrum taken off the back from Tamatiani. Now finds Auburn Ledger. Lamape straight running by Jordy Barrett over the 10-meter line. Gets brought down. Now comes back to Lamape again. Over the 10-meter line goes. Still going Tamatiani on the inside to Billy Proctor. And this is going to be another try to the Hurricanes under the posts. Some brilliant passing there. Great straight running from Lamape. And just not good enough from the Rebels in stopping this Hurricane side there. So 14 points to 3. It's going to be after this kick under the posts. Right, so Barry says the squad will be for Lions with be all international players. So I think players they've never been in Springboks versus them will be hard, but very interesting. Like Stormers players that have never played for the Springboks side. So that's exactly what it is. It's an opportunity for these provincial players who will probably never play for the Springboks to have a go at this great Lions team as well. So it would be a great honor to play against them. I'm very sure that a lot of these players see it as the highlight of their career. And I doubt, I mean, if I played for the Stormers, but I could never play for the Boks, I would probably put this down as the biggest game of my career. Right, so after 25 minutes, it's 14 points to 3. The Hurricanes have now scored 14 points in that 10 minutes. The Rebels had 14 men. So let's see if the Rebels can hold out. 25 minutes, they've done it for around 20 minutes, but this last 5 minutes have been quite devastating for them. The restart taken by the Hurricanes just outside their own 22 now. It's taken up by Blackwell for the Hurricanes, just outside their own 22. Now Tamatiani comes out to Auburn Ledger, who's going to thump this downfield. Not going to find touch. Into the hands of Matt Tamua. He's going to go to the air. It's chased now by Worth for the Rebels. And the ball bounces into nobody's hands. And now we're going to surely have a penalty advantage to the Hurricanes. Tamatiani breaks through Billy Proctor. Oh, and offloads into the hands of Joe Powell inside the 22 of the Rebels again. And they've been let off the hook again. It could have been another try to the Hurricanes now. Joe Powell's got it just outside the 22, now taken up by Leota for the Rebels. Nearly the Hurricanes away for the third try. So Joe Powell now's got it at the back, puts it to the boot again, and should be caught by Geordie Barrett, tackled by Marika Corabetti, but beautifully held in field by Geordie Barrett there. So now they go on the run again. It is Reed Prinsep. Over halfway goes the Hurricanes. Into the hands of Billy Proctor again. So it's slowing down just a little bit now for the Hurricanes. Tamatiani off the back, gives it out to Numia. He puts his head down. Tamatiani, goals, Geordie Barrett, Billy Proctor again. This is better defense from the Rebels again. Now quickly taken by Dane Coles, but he gets bundled into touch on the 10-meter line. And let's just see if the penalty is coming, or will it be a line out? So it will be the line out to the Rebels on the 10-meter line. Geordie Barrett has gone down, and this doesn't look too good for the Hurricanes. Barry, at the end of the day, what is in it for them if the Stormers, Sharks, or Bulls win against them on the day? Will they get money? I'm sure they will get paid pretty handsomely, I think, but I'm not sure what the amount is, Barry. Unfortunately, I can't tell you that. So the Rebels have taken that line out quickly. Over the 10-meter line they go. Joe Powell at the back gives it out to Carter Gordon into the hands of Worth. On the 10-meter line, the Rebels now gets a penalty. The Hurricanes playing that ball on the ground. Duplessis Karibi getting penalized. So after 28 minutes, 14 points to 3, the Hurricanes lead the Rebels. Right, Matt Tamua with the kick downfield. And it's going to find touch roundabout on the 22-meter line inside Hurricanes half. Yeah, so Barry, I don't know. I would assume that the guys would get their normal day's salary and maybe a win bonus if they could win that. I don't know, but they will definitely get some handsome salary for that game. I've been doing some research on players' salaries, and you would not imagine how much these guys get. Obviously, the South African players get a lot less than the UK guys. The lineout has been taken by the Rebels, but a little knock-on from the Hurricanes in that lineout gives the Rebels a scrum on the 22-meter line. 29 minutes gone. Yeah, they will probably get a reward or something, I'm sure. Get back to that research that I've been doing. The New Zealand, Australian, and South African players getting almost... is it not double? Or they get around triple the amount in the UK than a normal Super Rugby player in South Africa, Australia, or New Zealand would earn. So you do get your exceptions where some of the players get paid quite a lot, but on average, they do earn almost double or triple the amount in Europe. With obviously being the French sides being the highest valued teams in World Rugby at the moment. So scrum feed of the back from Naisarani, controlling it beautifully. Penalty advantage for the Rebels. Joe Powell, out it goes to Carter Gordon. Long skip out pass to the right winger. He's making some headway. Callaway. Up to the 22 goes the Rebels. Another chance to set it up through the forwards. Joe Powell now, Carter Gordon. Cabos Elof putting his head down. The Hurricanes defense holding up beautifully at the moment. Over the 22 they go. Still Joe Powell. Nice Leota. Tamoa caught just outside the 22. So they're going back for another penalty inside the Hurricanes half. Will they have a crack at goal or will they go for the corner? It is about 10 meters from the left-hand touch line. So surely they would be going for touch. How is Springbok B side going to work? So I'm sure they're going to use players that's not in the setup for the test matches. So probably if they have to go with 30 players for the Springbok squad, they would probably have the 7 guys in the side, plus youngsters from who impressed in the Currie Cup or the Rainbow Cup. I would just imagine it would work like that. But it would be interesting to see how that team would look like. So it's now been taken in beautifully here by the Rebels, 5 meters out from the Hurricanes try line. They're going on a mauling drive here, and it's Leota with the ball at the back. Can they control this? Good counter shove here from the Hurricanes. We've had 32 minutes in this first half. That maul is going to go down, and it's going to be a scrum down to the Hurricanes. So great counter shove from them, forcing that maul to go down. 14 points to 3, 8 minutes to go in this first half. The Hurricanes showing that they can just defend as well as the Rebels did in that opening 20 minutes. So the score was 0-0 after 19 and a half minutes, and then an intercept try from Julian Savia, and a quick try again after that by, I think it was Billy Proctor, who went over, making the score 14 points to 3 in a very quick succession. 5 minutes, 14 points. Right, so another scrum now, 5 meters from the try line are the Hurricanes. It's going to be Tamariani to throw this in for the Hurricanes. 7 minutes to go in this first half. 11 points the difference at the moment. Tamatiani off the back gives it out to Lamape, who crashes it up, nearly going straight through the middle there, but held on by Carter Gordon. Now gives it back to Geordie Barrett, who's going to kick this downfield. Not going to find touch. He finds Corabetti, and now Corabetti with a run here. Up to halfway he goes, up to the 10-meter line of the Hurricanes. Gets brought down there by Prinsep. Now Joe Powell. Out it goes to the forwards. Great run from Leota. Over the 10-meter line they go. Joe Powell. Another chance here for the forwards to set this up for the Rebels. Powell, Tamua. Tamua caught behind the advantage line, but spins his way out of a couple and gaining some momentum there. Now Joe Powell again at the ruck. Gives it out to the forwards to drive it up yet again. It is taken up there by Hosea for the Rebels. And here they come now, Carter Gordon. Carter Gordon trying to break the line, going backwards as the Rebels at the moment. With 6 minutes to go, Joe Powell, Callaway, putting his head down there. Joe Powell again. Now comes out to Cameron Orr for the Rebels. On their own, well, inside the Hurricanes 10-meter line, they go on a run again. Not making ground. This Hurricanes defense just keeping them out. Carter Gordon out to Michael Welsh. They're gaining momentum now, just about 5 meters out from the 22. Naisarani comes back for Powell. There's space on the left side, but the ball spills loose, and Corabetti's underneath it. Collects it beautifully on the 10-meter line inside Hurricanes half. Geordie Barrett's defense pretty solid as well. And it's been won back by the Hurricanes. Geordie Barrett doing brilliantly now to Plessis Karibi. He's going to have a run to almost up to halfway. It's been stolen again by the Rebels. And he puts the little kick down into the 22. Dane Coles out to Auburn Ledger. Is there space here for the Hurricanes? They move it wide. Poor pass to Wes Goosen though. And Wes Goosen trying to step a few players there. Managed to do that and break straight through up to halfway. Now up to the 10-meter line. He's beaten about 6 players already. Up to the 10-meter line. Geordie Barrett gives it out to to Ngani Lamape on the 10-meter line. Finally comes down for the Hurricanes. And now Tamatiani. Out it goes to Blackwell. The Hurricanes now setting up the ball. Tamatiani, Billy Proctor gives it out to Wes Goosen. Now Tamatiani, Geordie Barrett with the offload to Flanders. Flanders puts it to the boot, and he is chasing his own kick here, but it goes over the dead ball line. Unfortunately there for Devin Flanders, with 4 minutes to go in his first half. Well, interesting play here from the Hurricanes. And what pace did Flanders show there to nearly go over in the corner there? Just the ball running over the dead ball line, unfortunately. It was the number 8 against the winger, and I can tell you what, he was beating the winger on that run. So Barry says, I hope Sevens players is going to be part of the equation, like Roscoe, Speckman, Sinatla, and Nell. So to be quite honest with you, Barry, I do see maybe Roscoe Speckman forming part of that A side maybe, but he hasn't had plenty of game time because he's been at the Cheetahs. So you might be a little bit worried about his game fitness. But the likes of Sinatla and Nell, for me, unfortunately, just not good enough. Ruanel still haven't really proven himself after his breakthrough year, where he really played some good rugby in that opening here in 15-man code. But apart from that, he's been very average, really, in the midfield for the Stormers. And then not to even talk about Sinatla, who's been, well, under average for this last 2 or 3 seasons. I do believe that there's better players, the likes of Kurtley Arends, Edward van der Merwe, and who else is there? There's Stravino Jacobs, Japenke, just a lot of players that's better than Sinatla at the moment. Just my personal bit of opinion. But I mean, Sinatla was a really good player a while back. So we've got 3 minutes left in this first half now. It is going to be a scrum feed here just outside the 22 of the Rebels. 14 points to 3. Will we see some last magic before halftime? The scrum feed is going to the Rebels, but it's just another defensive scrum for them. 2.5 minutes to go. Joe Powell to feed this ball in for the Rebels. I would assume that they're going to make quite a few changes in that second half because the defending has been really hard in this first half. Now Matt Tamua trying to take it up himself, beats one defender, but not really gaining too much ground. About 5 meters from their own 22 now is the Rebels. Joe Powell controlling at the back, but the ball spills loose into the hands of the Hurricanes. And now Reed Prinsep out to Lamape. What is Lamape going to do from here? It's been knocked on by the Rebels for sure. And we are going to come back now for another scrum. The pass from Lamape got knocked down basically. But I wouldn't say it was a penalty offense by Jordan Ulysses there. 1.5 minutes to go. Barry asking which stadium they're playing at. They're playing at the Sky Stadium in New Zealand or in Wellington. So it is a home game to the Hurricanes. And I must say that the Rebels have been pretty solid so far in defense. Apart from those 2 little mistakes in that 5-minute period, this game has been pretty even so far. The Hurricanes have done most of the attacking work, but the Rebels' defense have been really good so far. It could have been a lot worse for the Rebels, really, if the defense haven't been solid today. So scrum feed on the 10-meter line inside Rebels half with a minute to go. It is Tamatiani to feed the scrum for the Hurricanes. Flanders controlling at the back now. Tamatiani out to Lamape. who gives it out to Geordie Barrett. And now there's space here for Julian Savia over the 22-meter line. He goes, beats one defender, brought down by Joe Powell. And there they come again. It is Blackwell who puts his head down 10 meters from the Rebels try line. And a penalty to the Rebels, holding on from the Hurricanes. Naisarani winning that penalty for them. So they've been pretty lucky with those penalties today as this Rebels side. One could say it's been brilliant defense from the Rebels, but one or two of those penalties have been 50-50 at the moment. But great work from Naisarani there in the end, getting that ball out roundabout between the 10 and halfway of the Rebels now. A last chance here for the Rebels before halftime. Great backline move from the Hurricanes. Julian Savia making good yardage, but then some great defense from Leota on Blackwell, pushing them backwards. And then Jordan Ulisi and Naisarani onto that ball in a flash. So 10 seconds left of this first half. The Hurricanes leading 14 points to 3. Jordan Ulisi now with the throw into this lineup, about on the 10-meter line inside their own half. Can they get this out and maybe score a try before half-time? Who knows? Right, Jordan Ulisi throws it in, taken by Michael Welsh. Off the back to Moore, but he knocks it on. And now a last chance maybe for the Hurricanes, but it has gone down and a scrum has been called. So that's going to be half-time in this first half between the Hurricanes and the Rebels. So don't let the scoreline say anything else, but it's been the Hurricanes who's dominated this from the very get-go. And it's just the Rebels' defense who have managed to keep the score low enough going into the second half. So expect the Hurricanes to run away with this in the second half, guys. I don't know. I just don't think that the Rebels, having defended the way they've done in this first half, will be firing enough to come out in the second half and beat this Hurricanes side, because they've been on the attack throughout this game. But yeah, we'll take a quick break, and when we do come back, guys, we will be doing the second half, so do stay tuned. Be back in about 5 to 10 minutes. Right, we are back for the second half, guys, and it's been a quite dominant display from the Hurricanes in this first half. Just showing again the New Zealand dominance at the moment in this Trans-Tasman competition. Now, the Rebels have been valiant in defense, but really apart from that, it's been all the Hurricanes at the moment, just controlling the flow of the game and just the only team that's really attacking at the moment. Here and there's been glimpses from the Rebels, but apart from that, it's been a pretty disappointing game so far for the Rebels really, and they do look like the whipping boys of this competition. Just going to go through some of these players' performance so far. Numia, Coles, and Lomax have been pretty solid up front for this Hurricane side. James Blackwell and Scott Crofton has been taking the ball up very nicely for the Hurricanes, setting up those ball carries. And then Reed Prinsep, Duplessis Karivi, and Devin Flanders have been controlling the overall play at the back. So a really good performance so far from the pack of forwards from this Hurricane side. Then in the back line, Tamatiani has been giving them a really quick recycle ball. Auburn Ledger has been a little bit disappointing for me. He has not been able to really set his backline away the way I would have thought he would. The former Chiefs player now at the Hurricanes. Then Ngani Lamape and Billy Proctor as devastating as always in midfield, taking that ball up beautifully at times for this Hurricane side. And then Julian Savia has been really good as well, taking some really good runs so far, beaten a couple of defenders, scored the intercept try, nearly went over for a second one, close to the corner. And then Geordie Barrett has always been busy. So, yeah, it's been a good first half for this Hurricane side. And then from the Rebel side, Cameron Orr, Juden Lisi, and Kabos Eloff, not the greatest of first half for these guys. The scrum-wise, they've been pretty solid. Kabos Eloff giving away a yellow card in that first half, wherein the Hurricanes scored 14 points. So I wouldn't say it's his fault alone. But yeah, Aaron Hopper says, hi, how's it going, Aaron? Hope you're well. Likes of Jordan Ulysses has been pretty solid so far, and Cameron Orr has had a few really good runs, carries for this Rebel side. Rob Leota has been really solid in the lineouts for this Rebel side. Hosea has also been quite solid. Michael Wells, Josh Kemeny, and Issa Naisarani has had a little bit of an up and down game so far, but pretty solid in defense. All three of them doing some really good defensive displays so far for this Rebel side. Michael Wells and Issa Naisarani having a couple of good runs down the middle for this Rebel side as well. Probably the only two players that really stands out along with Leota and Ulysses so far for this Rebel side. Then for the backline, Joe Powell has been pretty solid. Gordon Gordon has had, a game rather to forget so far. Marika Korapeti has been pretty solid. Matt Demua been caught too much behind the advantage line in the first half. Campbell Magnay not really getting the opportunities. And then Andrew Callaway and George Worth has been really quiet. So, yeah, as far as the contest, it's all Hurricanes at the moment. They are leading by 14 points to 3 at halftime. So, expecting the Hurricanes to run away with this game in the second half, unless the Rebels can get some spark going for them. I just don't see this ending really well for the Rebels anytime soon. So, yeah, we're about to start the second half. It is going to be, let's see, is it going to be Geordie Barrett or Auburn Ledger to get this game underway for us? Looks like Geordie Barrett is the man who is going to get this game underway for us in the second half. Let's see what happens. I'm expecting the Hurricanes to walk away with a second half. Deep kick in from Geordie Barrett, taken by Joe Powell, about 5 meters from his own try line, and he puts it to the boot, finds touch, round about between the 10 and 22 inside Rebels half. So a chance early on here for the Hurricanes to go on the attack. It is going to be Dane Coles to throw in this ball for them. And he's going to find Blackwell at the back now. Tamatiani, Lamape straightening the line, taking 2 defenders with him. They're now just outside the 22. Here they come. Auburn Ledger, Geordie Barrett straightening the line as well. Just outside the 22 now. Tamatiani, skip pass out to West Goosen, steps 1, but couldn't find the space there. Now Tamatiani, again out to Scrafton, out to Lomax, puts his head down about 15 meters out from the try line now. Tamatiani, Duplessis Karibi knocks it on, advantage to the Rebels, and we will have the scrum down to the Rebels side. Poor hands from Duplessis Karibi. He's had a very average game today. I do rate him very highly, but for some reason he hasn't delivered the goods so far in this game. Billy Proctor now down with an injury at the moment. So is this an early setback here for them? We'll have to wait and see who could possibly come on for them. It could be Roygard or Vicinia who could be coming on for the Hurricanes should there be an injury. Right, so we've had about a minute and a half into the second half, just having that attendance to Billy Proctor, who's down at the moment for the Hurricanes. The next game after this one is going to be it is going to be the Western Force up against the Highlanders after this. So we will be doing that game as well, guys. But again, pretty solid display so far from the Hurricanes. The scrum down inside the Rebels half now. A little knock on from Duplessis Karibi has given the Rebels a bit of a breathing space. So let's see what's going to happen with the scrum down. Right. Hopefully the Rebels can find some way back into this game. Just don't see it happening at the moment for them. Joe Powell is going to feed this for the Rebels inside their own 22. We've had 2 minutes in the second half already. Scrum feed from Joe Powell. Pretty solid scrum there. And now he gives it out to Tamua, who's going to kick this downfield and going to find touch. Roundabout on the halfway line. About 5 meters inside the Hurricanes half. It's going to be a throw into Dane Coles now. Right. Let's see how the defense goes for this Rebels side here in the second half. It's been pretty solid in that first half. It's just that 2 very quick tries from the Hurricanes in a matter of 5 minutes, which have given them this lead. Right, Dane Coles throws it in, finds Prinsep at the back. And now it comes out Lamape, Auburn Ledger back inside to West Goosen, but it's gone forward. So there's going to be now a scrum down to the Rebels inside the Hurricanes half roundabout on the 10-meter line. It was a set play move, not working out. Tamatiani went out to Lamape, loop around from Auburn Ledger, and the pass back inside to West Goosen, but just not accurate enough from Ledger, who's had a pretty bad game so far for the Hurricanes. Not his greatest performance in the yellow jersey so far. Scrum down on the 10-meter line here for the Hurricanes, up for the Rebels. We've had 6 handling errors from the Rebels and 5 from the Hurricanes so far. So it's been a pretty good game. Right, Joe Powell to feed this, and the scrums have also been very solid. Naisarani controlling it at the back. Now Joe Powell to Moore, Magne taking it up strongly here for the Rebels. But a double tackle there, stopping him in his tracks. Naisarani taking it up for the Rebels. Now Michael Welsh out to Leota. Leota breaks the first line of defense just outside of 22 now, the Rebels. Joe Powell, Carter Gordon, Matt Moore. Oh, and another poor pass, does not find Callaway, and it runs all the way into touch. 4 minutes gone in the second half. The Rebels just not getting any go-forward ball at the moment. We've seen some pretty bad passing from both teams in that first half. And one of their star players, Callaway, has not really been in this game at all. He's been left on the right wing, haven't looked for work too much. When he had the ball, he's been bundled into touch on most of the occasions. So, yeah, so far not the greatest of games for Callaway. Even Matamua not controlling the flow of the ball at the back. The lineout has been taken by the Hurricanes, but a little knock on. And a lot of unforced errors now creeping into this game, 5 minutes into the second half. It is going to be a scrum down to the Rebels on a 10-meter line inside Hurricanes half. Duplessis Karibi knocking that ball on twice now in the second half. He's had 76 meters gain, 1 try assist, and 12 tackles last week against the Waratahs. But today he's been really quiet and is making those silly mistakes at the moment. Right, so it is going to be a scrum down to the Rebels roundabout on the 10-meter line inside Hurricanes half. Maybe a chance here for the Rebels to strike back in this game. They need some points though. Joe Powell is going to feed this ball to the scrum now. Let's see. We've had some really good scrums so far in this first half. And now here in the second half, we've had really good ones so far. Joe Powell off the back here for the Rebels. It's Magnay who takes it up for the Rebels. Just outside the 22 now. Nice Sarani. Bundling his way forward. Good defense from the Hurricanes. Joe Powell. Out it goes to Ulysses. He puts his head down. 5 meters out from the 22 now. Carter Gordon. Matamua hammered in the tackle there by Wes Goosen. But it does come back to their side. Joe Powell. Now it's Leota. Up to the 22 they go. Joe Powell. Carter Gordon again. Offloads to Cameron Orr. Back inside to Naisarani. Nice little offload to Magnay. About 10 meters from the try line now is the Rebels. Michael Welsh. Michael Welsh still going up to the 5 meter line they go. Joe Powell. Naisarani again. Great defense from the Hurricanes. Coming back for them now. Magnay and Michael Welsh dives over in the corner. So the Rebels do strike back in the second half. 7 minutes gone. And that is a really good team try from the Rebels. 14 points to 8 it is at the moment. Great run from Michael Wells up to the 5 meter line. Then they set it up for Naisarani again. And then they quickly went to the blind side again. And a good little pass from Magnay to Michael Welsh as he bundles his way over in the corner for the Rebels. Great team try from them. And now we'll see the character of this Hurricane side. They've been pretty disappointing in Super Rugby Aotearoa. So we'll have to wait and see if they can manage this pressure from the Rebels. We've had about 8 minutes in the second half. The Rebels just going over in a corner by Michael Welsh for their try. Matt Tamua is going to try and kick this one from the corner. A very difficult kick coming up for him. He's got an accuracy of around about 77% for the season. So not the greatest of stats for him. Let's see if he can get this. Should be one of those games that could come down to the wire if this continues. So the kick from him goes well wide to the left. So the score stays 14 points to 8. The Hurricanes 14, the Rebels 8 at the moment. And it's game on here at Sky Stadium. Geordie Barrett is going to restart this game for us. We've had about 9 minutes in the second half. The Rebels first. With a try from Michael Welsh in the corner. It's been taken up there by Hosea for the Rebels. Taken up by Naisarani. And suddenly this Rebel side is looking good. Corabetti tried to go for a run as well, but held up by Blackwell. And that ball is going to come down. And if it doesn't come back, it's going to be a scrum to the Hurricanes. But Joe Powell's got it now. Or Carter Gordon, Matamua looping around is Magnay. Magnay still going. Good little run from him up to the 10-meter line. But we are going to come back for a penalty. Players were diving off their feet there, so we come back for a late tackle from the Hurricanes, just outside the 22 of the Rebels. So the momentum now changing to the side of the Rebels. Last 5 penalties conceded, all by the Hurricanes. So 10 minutes into the second half. McNamara with a kick downfield. He's going to find touch roundabout between the halfway and the 10-meter line inside Hurricanes half. Ulysses to throw this ball in now for the Rebels. Taken by Michael Welsh there. Joe Powell. Off it goes to McNamara, straightening the line up to the 10-meter line they go. Change of direction now. Carter Gordon gives it out to Korobetti. Got caught on the 10-meter line. Great defense from the Hurricanes and a penalty to them. Korobetti holding on to the ball there on the ground. And a chance now for the Hurricanes to kick this downfield. So the Rebels just trying to be too expansive at the moment. So Geordie Barrett is going to kick this now. We've had 11 minutes in the second half gone. And a kick downfield finds touch just outside the 22 of the Rebels. And Hurricanes now with a chance to go on the attack again. Right. Let's see. Dane Coles with the throw in. It's going to find Scrafton at the back. Very sloppy there. Tamatiani gets caught behind the advantage line and they need to set this up again. They've lost plenty of ground, almost up to halfway. The Hurricanes now. Numia at scrum off, gives it out to Lomax, and they're now on halfway. Hurricanes losing a lot of ground with that move. Now Ledger, Geordie Barrett with a skip pass out to Wes Goosen under pressure. Steps 1, steps 2, still going as Wes Goosen. Brilliant offload to Billy Proctor, gives it out to Tamatiani. They're still going just outside of 22 now. Quick recycle ball needed. Lamape going on a run of his own over the 22-meter line, goes to Hurricanes. Now it's taken up by Reed Prinsep. Just settling down as the Hurricanes now. Tamatiani gives it out to Billy Proctor, Ledger, and now Julian Savia caught by Magnay. Gives it out to Dane Coles, still just outside the 22. Tamatiani, Blackwell, gives it out to Lomax to Numia. Quick ball coming back now, Tamatiani, sloppy pass and kick forward by Galloway. Was he taken out there? No, says the referee. And into the hands of Ledger, gives it out to Karivi on halfway. Karivi still going, beats 3 defenders with the offload to Lamape. Lamape over the 22-meter line. He goes, still going. Offloads inside to Wes Goosen. Wes Goosen stretches, but just short. About a meter out. Tamatiani going on his own there. And that is going to be a penalty to the Rebels. Great cover defense there on the ground. And Tamatiani tried to go on his own there. And not a great move from him. Got held up and the penalty given away. Exciting rugby, this last passage of play from the Hurricanes. Some really good offloading from them. But again, the Rebels getting out of trouble. As Tamua kicks this downfield, he's going to find touch between the 10 and the 22 inside their own half. Great run from Duplessis Karivi there, beating 2 defenders. Then the magic offload to Lamape. Joe Bell holding on nicely. Then the inside pass to Wes Goosen, who just couldn't get over the try line. About centimeters short. He tried to stretch out. And then the ball came back and then Numia just crawled his way over the try line. So taken in by Hosea now for the Rebels. Good little run from him. Brought down by Prinsep. Joe Powell waiting for it at the back of this ruck. Can he get us out? Joe Powell is going to kick. No, yeah, he's going to kick over the top. He goes. Chased well here by Worth. but beautifully taken there by Wes Goosen, who's now a little bit more involved in the second half. Amoa's onto the field for the Hurricanes. Great tackle there from Hosea Arnumia. About on a 10-meter line inside Hurricanes half. Now Ledger scrum off. A sloppy little pass knocked on by the Hurricanes, and a chance now for the Rebels. Joe Powell. Long pass out to Worth. Got hammered there by Lamape. They've lost plenty of ground with this one. Now Kurabetti. Naisarani. Double tackle there from the Hurricanes. Pushing him backwards as well. Good counter ruck from the Hurricanes. They've got this now. And it's Billy Proctor who goes on a run over halfway. Still going is Billy Proctor. Needs to offload Julian Savia. And Julian Savia is going to go over for his second try of this game. Under the posts again. What a try from the Hurricanes. Great counter rucking there. And they get paid with another try there. Under the posts. So now starting to get that momentum going for them is the Hurricanes. Great thinking by Proctor, beating the sloppy defense, and then just a brilliant offload to Julian Savia, and Carter Gordon never had a chance to stop him. Great try from the Hurricanes. So now that is their third try of the game. So they need another one to get that bonus point. So 21 points to 8 with around 55 minutes gone in this game. 25 minutes left. And the Hurricanes now just working their way up. So Sevilla is one try away from equalizing the top try scorers in TJ Perenara. So 2 more tries and he'll become the all-time top try scorer for the Hurricanes side. Right, a couple of changes from the Rebels side. Just not sure who's on. I haven't said just yet who's on. Barry asking, any hopes for the Rebels? I don't think so, Barry. Unfortunately, this Hurricane side looks too good on the attack. So from that kickoff, as I say that, the Hurricanes knocks the ball on, and it is going to be a scrum down to the Rebels just outside the 22 of the Hurricanes. So maybe a last chance here for the Rebels to get back into this game. 21 points to 8. So Ross Haylett-Petty replaces Leota for the Rebels, as well as Hardwick for Naisarani. So good replacements there in the place of 2 really good players. So I don't think they will be missing out too much on that. Just having a replay here. So Devin Flanders is off for Gareth Evans for the Hurricanes as well. So great replacements to get onto the field in the place of those guys. Joe Powell to feed the scrum. What blessing we've had with the scrums today. Not too many resets. I think only 2 so far today. Matamua with a little kick forward. It is going to be collected by Gareth Evans for the Hurricanes, about 10 meters from their own try line. Tamatiani, out it goes to Blackwell. Just setting that ball up nicely for him. Tamatiani, out it goes to Auburn Ledger, who kicks it downfield and is going to find touch. Roundabout on the 10-meter line inside their own half. Barry Green says how much time is left in the game. There's about 22 minutes left in this game. So still plenty of time left for either teams to take the dominance in this game. Remember, if the Rebels can score a try now, they're right back into this with about 22 minutes to go. Taken in beautifully by Hosea. Now Magne for the Rebels over the 10-meter line they go. Joe Powell. Quick ball comes out to Carter Gordon. Another skip pass. Horrible pass into touch. And he's not had the best of games as Carter Gordon for this Rebels side. So we are going to have a line out to the Hurricanes roundabout on halfway. So more changes expected now for the Hurricanes. Scrofton might be one of the guys who gets replaced real soon. Safo Moa is on for the Hurricanes as well, guys. Gareth Evans. Oh, beautiful steal from the Rebels in that lineup by Michael Welsh. And now they've got it round about and halfway. Ulysses. Up to the 10-meter line goes the Rebels now. Joe Powell. Out goes Carter Gordon to Moa, Corabetti, Magnay. Good tackles from Lamape and Billy Proctor. But we're coming back for a penalty quickly taken by Joe Powell. Up to the 22-meter line goes the Rebels now. Callaway. Ruck has been formed on the 22-meter line. Another penalty coming for against Gareth Evans. Now Joe Powell sniping. Offloads to Worth. Back inside it goes to Hartwig. No, they nail it, Petty. And now Cabos Yellow, 5 meters from the try line is the Rebels now. Can they do this? Another penalty coming. Now Carter Gordon out to Magnay. Still about 2 meters short. Will momentum take him over? Yes, it will. And the Rebels strike again. Well, this Rebel side refusing to go down today. Just showing the Hurricanes that they can also play some rugby. Great stuff from the Rebels that time. And a strong run from Magnay, who goes over for the try. But another difficult conversion coming up here for the Rebels. Matamua, it's so important that he gets this next kick, because that will put them within 6 with about 20 minutes to go in this game. What a display from the Rebels in the second half so far, outscoring the Hurricanes 2-1. And this one about 33 meters out, about 10 meters from the touch line. So not the easiest of kicks coming up for Matamua again, but such a vital kick. He's already missed one tonight. So very important that he gets this next one. Hurricanes 21, Rebels 13 with this conversion to come. About 19 minutes left in this game, so all to play for. The conversion this time from him hits the upright. So it's another miss and a vital one in the bigger picture of this game. 8 points the difference now. 2 missed kicks from Matamua already. And that just could break this momentum of this Rebel side going forward. 19 minutes to go. Restart here from Geordie Barrett is another deep one. This time taken by Corabetti, 10 meters from his own try line. He's going to put his head down, runs about up to the 22-meter line. Raketi Stones is on for Numia as well for the Hurricanes. That kick downfield is going to find beautiful touch, run about on halfway for, just inside the Hurricanes half. Gibbon and Sordoni now on for the prop forwards in this Rebel side. So it's going to get very interesting with the names now, guys. But the throw in from Amua for the Hurricanes inside their own half, taken beautifully by the Hurricanes now, forming them all just inside their own half. They need to slow this game down just a wee little bit. Good maul from the Rebels as well, not allowing this Hurricane side any ground. Now it's kicked over the top by the Hurricanes. It is going to go to the air, and Corabetti's got it, but he's knocked it on, and it's going to be a scrum down to the Hurricanes, about 10 meters out from the 22 of the Rebels. So a lot of changes now been made, and still plenty coming for this Rebels side now. Will they have enough firepower to get back into this game? Just having a look at the reserves quickly. Not sure exactly who the replacements there is, but we'll go through it in just a short bit. Right, so scrum feet down for the Hurricanes, about 10 meters out from the 22 of the Rebels. Right. Scrum feet off the back. And it is going to be a penalty to the Hurricanes there. It is the replacement prop forward going down on that occasion. So will they go for goal? I'm sure they will go for touch from here. 9 to 8 penalties conceded in this game so far. Right, so Roy Gard is also on for Tamatiyani. And then also Raketi Stones is onto the field for the Hurricanes as well. We've got 16 minutes left in the second half. And it's an 8-point game. Can the Hurricanes seal this off with a try now? Taken in beautifully by the Hurricanes now. Ball spills loose, but another penalty to the Hurricanes. And surely they will have another crack at the line here. Geordie Barrett will just boot this into touch for the Hurricanes now. 16 minutes left, guys. 5 meters out. The Hurricanes can now probably seal this game if they want to. Throw-in coming up for the Hurricanes. 5 meters out. Safa Moa. Taken in there by Gareth Evans, and they're now forming the maul beautifully, but the maul goes down. Great stuff from the Rebels. They do have it at the back. Is the Hurricanes coming back very slowly for them. And quickly taken by Moa. 2 meters out. Gareth Evans taking it up. Still good defense from the Rebels, just keeping them out at the moment. Now Auburn Ledger with a cross kick. Will it work for West Gerson? Yes, it will. So there's another try to the Hurricanes. And that should roundabout seal this game. Now with about 15 minutes to go. 26 points to 13. The Hurricanes now lead. And quick thinking from Auburn Ledger with that little cross kick. And the space just opened up for Wes Goosen, who's had a pretty good game in the second half. Very quiet in the first, but they do get the try in the second half for Wes Goosen. So with about 14 minutes to go, guys, it's the Hurricanes leading 26 to 13 with a conversion to come. And that should roundabout seal this game as a contest here. Just when you think the Rebels might come back into this game, the Hurricanes strike again. Well, it seems like we are going to have a stoppage in play here. I don't know if the referee might want to go and have a look at something. They're looking for whether Wes Goosen was offside or not. But from that camera angle, it's inconclusive whether if he was in front or not. But surely, yeah, no, that should be no problem at all. Great try from Wes Goosen. There should be no reason. Yeah, Geordie Barrett now going to go for the conversion now. So Geordie Barrett lying in third place for most points for the Hurricanes, just underneath David Holwell and Bowden Barrett, his brother. But still got a long way to go to reach his brother's points. 14 minutes to go. They are leading by 13 points at the moment. Conversion is solid through the middle, and that is now a really good lead for them. 28 points to 13 with 14 to go. The Hurricanes should be home and drive after this now. Another great try from them. So they need one more try for a bonus point. Is the Hurricanes expect them to really have a go at the Rebels now? 4 tries to 2 at the moment. Now it's taken up by Scrafton just outside the 22 of the Hurricanes. Out it goes to Geordie Barrett, who's going to thump this downfield. Not going to find touch. and into the hands of Worth. Now gives it out to Matamua. He's going to have a run up to halfway, straightening the line. Quick ball coming back now for the Rebels. Offside advantage to them. And I just would like to surely get this penalty and kick it downfield. Ulysses taking it up nicely for them. James Tuttle also onto the field here for the Rebels. So Matamua is going to kick this downfield now for the Rebels. And he's going to find touch between the 10 and the 22 of the Hurricanes. Another try from the Rebels could make it interesting, but they are trailing by 15 points at the moment. So they need to score 2 converted tries and get a penalty if they want to win this. Taken by Hosea. Now Tuttle out to Tamua. Hammered in the tackle by Wes Goosen just outside the 22. And it looks like the Hurricanes have stolen this on the ground. Brilliant work from them. And now a chance here for them to clear their line. Oh, but a little knock on from Lomape puts them under pressure. And now the Rebels with advantage. It is going to be a scrum down. So the first mistake really from the Hurricanes players. Jordy Barrett also off the field. So a lot of change has been made. And I'm going to struggle with the names for sure. So it is Lolagi Visinia who's on now on his debut for the Hurricanes tonight. We've got 11 minutes left in this game. It's going to be a scrum down to the Rebels, 10 meters out from the Hurricanes try line now. Can they get a vital try to try and get back into this game? But with 15 points down and just 11 minutes to go, I really can't see them winning this game from here. The Hurricanes have done well to strike just after the Rebels have struck in the second half. So penalty coming up now for the Rebels, quickly taken by Michael Welsh. Matamua out to Corabetti, and Corabetti might be over, but I think his leg could have been in touch. Some great defense there from Visinia on his debut. Right, we are going to go upstairs for this one, but I don't think Corabetti's got this. From what I've seen, it looked like his foot was into touch. But you never know. Let's have another look at this. Great defense and still not out. No, he's out. So it is going to be a line out to the Hurricanes 5 meters from their own try line. Surely there's nothing more to see here. No try, says the referee. And it is going to be a line out to the Hurricanes 5 meters out from their own try line. 10 minutes to go, 10 and a half. The Hurricanes still looking for a bonus point out of this game. They're 2 tries in at the moment. They need another one to get the bonus point. Now it's taken, the replacement scrum off, kicking it downfield here for the Hurricanes. And he's going to find brilliant touch roundabout and halfway. Quickly thrown in by Corabetti. Gives it out to Worth, who's going to run it up to over halfway for the Rebels. Another penalty advantage coming here for the Rebels. Players not rolling away. On halfway, the Rebels got this. Surely, Tuttle out to Ulysses. And we are going to come back for that penalty as there's a little knock on there from the Rebels. So what a game we've seen here from both sides really here in the second half, making it a very entertaining game so far. But yeah, just too strong in the end. Braden Iose also now on for the Hurricanes. Some really difficult names to pronounce on this bench of this Hurricane side. So 9.5 minutes to go. It is now line out to the Rebels on a 22 inside Hurricanes half. Frame from Jordan Ulysses, taken by Hosea for them. Now quickly run around again. Now Marika Corabetti making a straight line there. Still going, Ulysses again. They're about 10 meters out is this Rebel side. Tuttle. Out it goes to Michael Welsh. Good defense there from the Hurricanes, just stopping them in their tracks. Needs to come back quickly. Now Tuttle finds one of the replacements, Hartwig, taken quickly by Michael Welsh. Still going now, Tuttle, Mactamua. About 7 meters out now as the Rebels. Tuttle again, gives it out to Carter Gordon. Tries to step his way out, not really gaining anything from that. Now got a bit at scrum off, but a penalty coming again for the Rebels now. And one of the Hurricanes could be in trouble now. Just a quick word there. Just saying no more from the Hurricanes. So, let's see if the Rebels can get another try. Tuttle goes quickly. Gives it out to Corabetti. 5 meters out. Tuttle again. Nice little pass there to Kemeny. Now Carter Gordon. They've lost ground again. About 6 meters out. Tuttle to Kemeny again. Now Tuttle again. Oh, sloppy passing from them. They've lost plenty of ground there. Magnay having to go down on that ball on the 22-meter line. Here they come again. The props putting their heads down. Inside the 22 they go. Taken it by Hosea for the Rebels. Tuttle now gives it out to Carter Gordon. Gets caught behind the advantage line. And this could be a penalty as Amoa now steals the ball on the ground. And there comes the penalty. Quickly taken here by the Hurricanes. Replacement scrum off. Up to halfway he goes. Gives it out to Ngani Lamape. Now needs support. Over the 22 he goes. Does he need it? Will he need it? Still going is Lamape. 5 meters out now. Gets stopped. Quick recycle ball. 2 meters out. And a pop pass going into the hands of the Rebels. But they knock it on. And Amoa now. Can he get this down? 2 meters out. What a passage of play again from these guys, and bundling his way over the try line. There is Amua, but did he get it down? We have to wait and see. Yeah, the try has been awarded. So this is the bonus point try that the Hurricanes were looking for with just a couple of minutes left in this game. But great breakaway there from the replacement scrum off Cam Roygard, who had a great snap down the middle and then gave it to Lamape, who nearly went all the way. Then there was a turnover 5 meters out, and then it got knocked on by the Rebels and back into the hands of the Hurricanes. And from there, they just quickly went over the try line. Amoa, just too much power, too much strength there, goes over for the Hurricanes' 5th try of this game. So with a conversion still to come, Auburn Ledger, who's going to have a shot at this. We've got 6 minutes left in this game. And here it is, 20 points difference, like I predicted. 20 to 30 points, I said, before the game started. So we're currently standing on 20 points with 5.5 minutes to go. Here comes the conversion attempt, and it is going to go over. So 35 points to 13 it is. The Hurricanes just showing yet again that the New Zealand franchises are superior to the Australian ones at the moment. Bonus point on the card here for the Hurricanes. Mactamua with the restart. Hansen is on for Ulysses as well for the Rebels. Collected by the Hurricanes just outside their own 22 now. Comes back to Auburn Ledger, who's going to kick this downfield. Not going to find touch. And it's into the hands of Mactamua. Now Magnay Corabetti. Up to halfway he goes. He's not been that influential today as we would have expected him to be. Tuttle. Out it goes to Hosea again on halfway. The Rebels now. Can they stop the Hurricanes from a bonus point? Michael Welsh comes back. Tuttle, now Carter Gordon. McNamara, another poor pass. Collected by Frank Lamani there on the 10-meter line. But really, really sloppy now from the Rebels. Taken up by the replacement prop forward. Up to the 10-meter line they go again. Now a little knock on there from the Rebels, and it's going to be a scrum down to the Hurricanes roundabout between the 10 and the 22-meter line inside Rebels half. So with this win today, the Hurricanes will now move up to the top if they can keep that bonus point, which is going to make it very interesting because the Crusaders don't have a bonus point at the moment. So that point could be the difference between the finalists for this competition or not. So with 4 minutes to go, Hurricanes leading 35-13. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see whether they can hang on to that bonus point, maybe get another try here before the end of this game. Scrum down now taken by Roy Gard for the Hurricanes. Now comes out to Lamape. Quick look, no-look pass to Julian Savia. Got caught just outside of 22 now. They could have another crack here. And let's see. Just outside of 22, the Hurricanes now. Roy Gard gives it out to Lamape. Good little run there by Raketti Stones. Again comes back Julian Savia, Lamape. Space here for West Goosen. Over the 22-meter line they go. Needs quick recycle ball. Roy Gard again. Now Scrafton, Lamape. Gives it up to the replacement flank forward there. Comes back Roy Gard. Raketti Stones having another go. Here they come. 5 meters out from the try line is the Hurricanes now. Lamape out to Billy Proctor. Gets caught behind the advantage line there. And on the 22-meter line there now. Comes back to the Hurricanes side just on the 22-meter line at the moment. Barry says things have gone worse for the Rebels. Absolutely. So another penalty now to the Hurricanes on the 22-meter line inside Rebels half. 2 minutes to go in this game. What will they do? They already got the bonus point. I would say just run down the clock for the next 2 minutes and prevent the Rebels from getting a try to stop them from getting the bonus point. So Auburn Ledger is going to go for the corner here. Just 2 minutes left in this game. 5 meters out, the Hurricanes now can seal that bonus point. Another try will seal this for them for that bonus point. The game already in the bag. They're 5 tries to 2 at the moment. Amua to throw this ball in for the Hurricanes. Comes out for another sloppy line out. And now Carter Gordon kicks it forward for the Rebels, finding touch just outside the 22. Again between the 10 and the 22 of the Rebels with about a minute to go in this game. Hurricanes throw in again. They'll be happy with that. Won't mind too much. Line out taken by Scrafton. Now Roy Gard out to Auburn Ledger. Oh, sloppy passing there. Caught behind the advantage line. Here's the Hurricanes, and there's a little knock on as well. So there's going to be a scrum down to the Rebels, roundabout on halfway. The debutant knocking that ball on for the Hurricanes. So is there still a twist in this game? Can the Rebels get another try before the end of this game and prevent the Hurricanes from getting that bonus point? Half a minute to go in this game. Some really sloppy play there by the Hurricanes, causing that little knock on and now allowing the Rebels to have one last go at this game. Just inside their own half, they got the scrum here as the Rebels. Bonus points so vital in this Trans-Tasman when it's going to come down to the final. Right, so Michael Welsh off the back now gives it to Tuttle, back to Carter Gordon, puts it on the boot. Very strange decision. Nobody at the back there for the Hurricanes, but They should just kick this into touch. It's a very poor decision from Carter Gordon there. But is this game over? No, it's not. There's advantage to the Rebels being played. So another penalty then to the Rebels. There was a high tackle or a dangerous tackle from one of the Hurricanes players. And now Tamua to thump this downfield. And he's going to find touch inside the 22 of the Hurricanes. Can the Hurricanes now hold out and keep their bonus point? Very, very vital, these bonus points, to the bigger picture of this game. Right, let's see if they can prevent them. Hansen with the throw in. It's been overthrown and it's collected by a Moa for the Hurricanes. And that should. Oh, he's still having a run. 10 meters out from his own 22 now. Ball spills back to the Rebel side, but there's a little knock on. And that is going to be the end of the game for sure now. So the Hurricanes hold on to get that bonus point victory here today. And what a second half we've had from both teams. The Rebels never giving up in that first part of the second half. But unfortunately, the Hurricanes just too strong for them, winning by 22 points in the end. And the New Zealand dominance continues in this Trans-Tasman competition. Thank you, everybody, for joining in on this live stream. We will be back in about 40 or 50 minutes' time when we do see the Western Force take on the Highlanders. So I hope to see you guys there. Until next time, this is the Rugby Guru. Cheers for now.